Danny, it's a tough game at the weekend, but a chance to move past it tomorrow.
Yeah, Saturday was a tough one to take because actually, if you watch the game back, we in different types of ways we were good Saturday. We pretty much nullified them to nothing in the first half, and if anyone was going to win it in the first sort of 15-20 minutes of the second half, it just looked like it was going to be us. And it was a sucker punch, to be fair, the goal, because it actually comes from our attacking free kick. And we watched it this morning, we counted 6 mistakes from the first initial clearance all the way to the goal. And it was harder to take because when we play against teams, when we have a long spell, it takes us, we need a really long spell to make sure we finish teams off. They have only got to have 5 minutes against us, and they always seem to nick a goal. And I think that's that naivety and maturity that we keep talking about that we've got to develop. We showed good maturity against both Maidenhead and Bournemouth, especially second half against Bournemouth. But Saturday, that last sort of 10-15 minutes, we just lacked a little bit of discipline, and for the first time in a long time, I thought we looked tired. I know people have mentioned substitutions and all that kind of stuff, and in hindsight's an amazing thing, but it was what it was. So what we tried to do to change it didn't work, and we just have to take that on the chin. And as you said, the good thing about a Tuesday game is it's a quick turnaround, so we can hopefully go out there and right some wrongs. But I think we don't have to kill the lads too much. It's not been an aggressive dressing room and pre-match and post-match meetings, because that was our first defeat in 10 at home, and against a side that have invested a lot of money and probably would assume that they would probably be in and around the playoffs as opposed to in a relegation battle. So we can go to Notts County. We still can be confident. We've had some good performances recently. I think that's only our 4th defeat since the last time we lost to Dagenham. So I'm not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater just yet.
I think the main point was, taking those chances we've had. So what's been done in response to Saturday and making sure we take those chances on Tuesday?
It's such a tough one because I saw some stuff people saying about, oh yeah, but they're good in training, and that our normal negative brigade were out, and not that they probably even listen to these, but it's just boring. If I'm honest, it's boring. Of course, we work on it in training. Of course, we practice it. Unfortunately, at this level, it boils down to what mindset and what mind frame they're in that sort of period of time of the game where those chances come. And because if you watch our players, they can finish for fun. It's almost a magic pill that if I had the answer to that, just going, okay, let's do this session and that's all our finishing problems over with, then I probably wouldn't be managing at this level. I'd probably be in some super side doing just finishing coaching, because it doesn't work like that. You've got to work with the players on their mindset and their confidence, and the most important thing to work on them with is their reactions to making mistakes and missing chances, that they've got to keep going and going again. And I think we've done a lot of work with our players on that. Mo's probably one of the prime examples. And he unfortunately for him, getting injured, but he hit a run of form where he was scoring goals, but he was not missing some as well. But his mindset was in a way of, that's gone now, next one. It's gone now, it's next one. And we've got a young side, and that is going to affect us. But yeah, when you was at training today, you saw the sort of practices we're doing to try and remedy the issues around finishing and hurting teams. But unfortunately, what you can't affect and what you can never change is that person who's in that exact moment at that moment in time, and how they're feeling at that exact moment in time, whether they feel confident they're never going to miss or whether they're not sure they're going to score. And we have to do that's more of a longer process.
And that was impressive as well, as all the forwards that were there, they stayed after training as well to practice their finish and make sure they're ready for the game.
One thing that you can criticise us for not taking our chances on Saturday, and I criticise us as well. It was the main focus in the dressing room after the game. It was the main focus in pre-match this morning with our analysis. It was the main focus in the group chat over the weekend. It's the main focus in training today. One thing that no one can ever question is how hard that we work to try and rectify our problems. And it's almost, I'd like to give at some point in the season, maybe give the fans an opportunity to come in and look at one of our pre-match analysis sessions, because we go through everything with a fine-tooth comb. You need to be in a better position here, you need to push him, and that's how it works. And that's no different than any club. All clubs are like that. But we work hard at trying to right our wrongs, and I think that I had some people watch the game on Saturday and hadn't been here since we lost to Yeovil. It was their first game, and I was obviously rather down after the game. They come up to me and said, like, the improvement in this team since you lost here to Yeovil is unbelievable. Like, you can see this, you look a different side. You didn't actually look like losing the game at all on Saturday, and I think we have to kind of have a reality check sometimes. It was disappointing to lose, because it was, but then look at it and go, right, okay, but we look a more efficient side than we have done. We just need to finish the score.
And the news has also been released that Sham's just left the club as well. Obviously, what was the thinking behind that? What were your thoughts?
Well, we sent Sham out on loan originally because he wasn't playing, and I've always said to the players, I said to all the players in pre-season when I met them to sign them, that I will always try and do my best for them, as well as looking after the club's best interests, obviously, but look after the best of them. And it's hard when you see a player that's not playing. And so I sat down with him, and Gav Dulwich is a good friend of mine. They've got quite a good training model there, which is relatively close to ours. So we thought, listen, this could be a good fit. It's relatively local to you. Go and give it a go. And he's worked really well for them. And it was at a time when we were having a really good run of games. So when it came to renewing the loan the first time, it was not silly for us to bring him back, because we've been in no different situation. As time's gone on, I've been speaking to Sham, and we just think that it's probably the best for both parties that he can go and settle and be settled, because he's a young man, he's got a family, he wants to know whether he's coming or going, so he can settle and relax into his season. We know where we stand then with regards to where he is, and there's not never that threat of, are you going to call him back or you're not going to call him back? And yeah, so it was probably the best decision at the time. And on a personal note, it's just a massive thanks to him, because he was outstanding in the season. I know that people will always have opinions on players, but in the dressing room and training and his general persona around the team and everything was second to none. And I'm sure Dulwich will reap the benefits of that. So it's a big thank you to him from us.
Another person who's just gone out on loan as well is Connor Shields as well. What was thinking behind that, and how's he been getting on?
Connor's similar to the Jacob situation. We need him to play. We want him to go and get a run of games, and he's a young man, and when you're not in the team, confidence can be affected, and we need to make sure that when he gets his opportunity with the team, he's in the right mindset and the right mind frame. So go to Billericay. I spoke to Jamie Hara about him several times, and we managed to get the deal done for him, because we want him to do well, and we want him to do well for us, and the best way for him to do that is to be at his best. And getting 6 or 7 games under his belt, which he will do in that short period, because I think they're Saturday, Tuesday for the whole month. We'll hopefully we'll reap the benefits of that when he comes back, and delighted for him to get his first goal for them on Saturday.
And a lot of players at the club too are continuing their recoveries as well. How are they getting on?
Yeah, so obviously we've got Tinks and Kins that are the sort of the actual injury ones. I know Alefi's injured, but he's more of a precautionary. We have to do the right thing by him from a protocol perspective, because it was a concussion. But Kins and Tinks, they're just working hard. I think Mo is probably the closest out of the three of them. But again, we have to be patient with it, because of the type of injury his was. It's something that he could do it again very quickly if we don't return him to play properly. Kins is obviously, as we know, is a little bit more long term than that. So we just have to literally play it by ear.
And looking at Notts County now, we've obviously, when we played them here, it was one of our best games of the season. I think it's fair to say, we'll be up for the game as well, even though we haven't had as good away form as we have done recently.
Yeah, I think that. Listen, Notts County are a great side. Like we've been watching their games. They've got some real experience. They've got a couple of boys. I know they've definitely got one in around their squad who's played in the Premier League. So they've not got a shortage of talent. But we're confident with how much we've grown and how much more resilient we are than we were, that we can go there and cause them a few problems. I think the onus will probably be on them. They're at home. They're on a good run. They had a great result on Saturday against Barrow, and we know that when those type of games, that we've got the tools and the players that we can hurt them. So yeah, we'll see what happens, but I don't think we're going to make any bones about the fact it's going to be a tough day at the office.
Are you in with a shot? For more information, click the link below. Click here for the next video and click here to subscribe.